Good afternoon, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 1921 Southeast 7th Avenue here in Portland. Located at the rear of the house, we're at the back left corner underneath the porch that takes you into the kitchen. 3-inch ABS clean out. We're going to check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. Water is currently running. We're going to zero the foot counter out here at the base of the clean out, and off we go. Just transitioned there over to cast iron pipe that appears to be 4-inch diameter. So it appears we've got root penetration, although it is very small. You do have root penetration there, it looks like, at about 48 feet. As it sits right now, not affecting functionality. Same thing here. And I was just mentioning this line is clean enough. It looks like it may have had a cleaning recently.
Is that another root?
That's just realized I left the microphone turned on there. Sorry about that. We're into clay pipe here. It looks like 6-inch clay, and that appears to be the terminus there onto the main lateral. So we're going to go locate that really quick here while the line drains out, and we'll take a better look. As far as flow goes, the line is certainly doing its job. It has good flow to the main. My concern in the immediate is just how aggressively those roots go and how frequently they're being cut to keep them at bay. All right, just located the camera head successfully. Line terminates on 7th Avenue, and where I'm picking that locate up, it looks like it's sitting in front of this property here. We're going to pull back a little bit and do another locate. Well, where I'm picking the locate up right now, the line almost appears like it's running at a little bit of an angle. It's very, very close. This may cross the curb in front of this house here. We're going to see. All right, I just took a locate there. Normally I can eyeball these a little better. This one's a hard one to tell. So you've got, if you stand in the street, you're facing the front of this house from the road. You've got this big tree just to the left of the driveway. The line essentially goes right underneath that tree. My locates there are coming in a little bit wonky. I can't get them just nice and dialed in, but it looks like it goes under the tree. It almost appears that the line is crossing the curb at a little bit of an angle. It's a hard one to eyeball and tell if it's crossing the curb in front of this property or not. And the biggest thing with that is, you know, when the line crosses the curb in front of your own house, you usually have a better chance of being able to keep the current configuration. And in this case, if you can, you could epoxy line this thing. It's kept its slope and grade by and large. You have a little bit of settling that's occurred at the ABS to cast iron transition. But we'll take a second look at that here as we get back closer in. But when we first ran out there, it did not appear to be a terribly scary offset. And from my understanding, the line, it sounds like it is a party line. I haven't quite seen a Y in yet. And I just did a locate there. The line appears to be running between the houses, but it orients closer to the neighboring house than this one once it's straightened out, just running out towards the street. There's this little walkway that leads up to the back here, up the left side. I'm picking that locate up in the bark dust to the left of the walkway, just into the bark dust. But anyway, this spot right here is about the only location where you have any amount of settling at all I can even talk about, and this is incredibly minor. It's a 1/4 inch offset at best, with 6 inches of pipe prior to it with that or less standing water. That Y right there may very well be the Y connection where the two houses come together. The only reason I second guess that is that you've got two separate branches of pipe here that come out to the outside. In fact, I'm going to flip backwards here as long as this thing lets me do it. Yeah, it's a two-way clean out. So in the basement, you have a line that comes out at about 2 feet up above the floor. But you've also got this other line. I'll show it with the camera here in just a moment. This tie-in right here, I believe, is the basement line going to the foundation wall, and what we just went upward there is a pipe I'm going to show you right now. So you've got this pipe that comes out. That's the one I believe we just went up there. I don't recall. For this to go into the basement, we would have to have made a right-hand turn. We're just going straight back there, basically. So you've got two branches that come out here. Those appear to tie together just under the rock here. That Y connection, as we make our way out towards the street, that I would imagine is where the party connection occurs. So due to the condition of the line, the root intrusions, all of that, this is a line I would recommend updating so the line remains functional. As it sits, it is functioning as far as flow goes, but you've got roots and stuff to keep up on there. And generally speaking, I recommend updating rather than trying to jet the line over and over again. So until it's updated, though, if that's down the road a little ways, for some reason, I would rescope it 9 months to a year to get a baseline for how aggressively the roots are growing, so you know how frequently to do drain cleaning to keep the roots at bay. You know, ideally, I'd like to see the line updated and separated so that you're not dealing with the party lines or any issues with root intrusions. After any drain cleaning and or repairs that are done, it's very important to do a rescope. One, to check the drain cleaning work. Two, you want to check the install, and you want to do the install rescope after the trench is closed, not beforehand. That way you can catch any settling issues that occur. So as far as flow goes, just purely looking at it from that standpoint, the line is functioning at this time in that regard. But you've got plenty of issues here to talk about as far as root intrusions and the party line goes.